But James, I was particularly interested in the comments by Mike Pezzulo. We've talked about him before. He's one of the top Canberra bureaucrats in kind of defence, those sort of areas. He's come out and he's made the point, and it's a very good point that needs to be reinforced, that Australia should actually be grateful to Israel for taking on Hezbollah, Hamas, and all the proxies of Iran, because it is the Iran, China, Russia axis. North Korea. That axis of those four that is the biggest threat to the world, to democracies like ours. And for Israel is actually in the front line, taking the fight up to Iran. Hopefully they'll go in hard on Iran in the next few weeks. But that is what Australia should be saying thank you, not like the Albanese government running around like headless chooks going, ooh, ceasefire, ceasefire. James.
Well, look, I mean, this is the problem of the moral vacuum that we have at the top of this government. You know, Anthony Albanese cannot talk about anti-Semitism without also talking about Islamophobia. Anthony Albanese, I believe, was one of the founders of Parliamentary Friends for Palestine back in 1999. Yep. He's from the left faction. His views on Israel have always been this sort of thing. Almost all of the people in Labour who used to have very strong views that were, would normally be called reasonable about Israel, most of them have exited the party or they're exiting Parliament. So now, it's all being taken over by this hard left. The problem with that, though, is that we are unable now to take sides in a conflict where sides must be taken. Albanese and Labour wants to pretend like, oh, look, they're good people on both sides, like they once said, Trump said, and, oh, people are hurting on both sides, so we're just going to try and stay out of it. No, I'm sorry. The thing is about Hezbollah, the thing about Iran is, the thing about all of the nations that you just mentioned there that want to control the Eurasian landmass is they don't just want to get rid of Israel. This is not just about Israel. This is not just about Jewish people. As bad as the attempt to eliminate Israel and Jewish people is, I thought we said never again about all of that. This is about a fundamental reordering of the world away from Western civilization. Now, the left, as we know, isn't a huge fan of Western civilization. So they look at Hezbollah and they say, well, okay, we're kind of interested in what you got to say here, and maybe we shouldn't go too hard on them because, they've got a point. But the fact is, when Israel blows up Hezbollah terrorists, they are doing the world a service. I don't know why this is so hard for people to say, except I do know because there's a bunch of voters in Western Sydney and Melbourne that they want to keep on side.
It's deeper than that. I think it's far deeper than that. It's an ideological position as much as it is,
of course it is,
a matter of convenience and looking at those particular electorates where they've got a couple of Labor ministers who would be feeling nervous.